Follows checking out one day on the 9th. That must have been Thursday. And I'm speaking of Clement LaFleur, but we call him Clem LaFleur from Ville Platte. He listed on his business card here as a developer. He used to be a school board member when I first met him. And he is also part of the LaFleur Industries LLC. They're developing some properties over in Baton Rouge and possibly in our area in the near future. Good to see you, Clem, and he has invited us to go and take a little visit. Call him up, and he's at his home here still lives in Ville Platte. Got a call yesterday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, from Ebert Benoit, his son-in-law, Big Bruce Boudreau. You know,
people know him, former parish council member
and a painter. And a painter. Did a lot of painting when I bought and remodeled the Toby's Country Corner, which is now K-June's.
The first OPAC location.
Yeah, in the first OPAC. He was doing painting, and he'd come early in the morning, and then he had some big jobs in Lafayette, and he'd leave there and go. I mean,
he'd have to work at night. Those jobs, whenever the business would close.
Real hard. He was in the hospital, serious condition. So please keep him in your prayers.
How about this? Got a nice note from our friend Mike Thibodeau that comes with us to retreat every year. Good morning, Mike. They did a nice write-up about the family home in the Lewisburg area, in the Crowley Post, the Church Point News, and I think the Daily World's going to run it too. I don't think they've run it yet. About the old Alden Thibodeau home. It's been 200 years. On April 7th, 2012, the family's all getting together. Remember, all the Thibodeau family. And the old house, we got pictures of the house 100 years ago and pictures of it now. Still the same. The family still lives there.
That's unusual.
Really, really neat story. Keep your eye open for the Daily World for it to come in there. And KSLO, welcome back. Now, I almost have to get a bunch of sponsors in because I'm way behind.
You don't have that many left.
I got a bunch left. Targill, if you're looking for seasoning, go to Targill Supply over here in town. You can get
Butcher Supplies.
Butcher Supply. You get spicings, your casings for your sausage. You get containers, cutlery, paper products, tape products, plastic products, labels, kitchen supplies, market supplies, cleaning supplies, and cake supplies. You know, a lot of the ladies now, they cake. If you're a caterer that does baking and all that, maybe just do some baking around the house. Maybe you bake for your clubs and all at school where you bake some big stuff. Go by Target to get all that good stuff. You know, I like to cook a lot.
Got some real nice pots and
good knives
and everything.
Those chopping blocks that are they're certified where they don't keep any of that bacteria or anything on them. Just get a nice hot water on them and keeps them clean. Go buy Targill Supply. See their stuff at targill.com. And what else we got?
LHC Group.
LHC Group. I'll hit them next. LHC Group, all your home health care needs. LHC Group can help you. That's with the nurses in your home, with the rehab people in your home, with the oxygen tank maybe you need at your home, the special bed, the special lift chair. They can do all that for you. They can bring in the rehab folks. They do the Health and Wellness Center here on Heather Drive in Opelousas. They also do palliative care, hospice care as well throughout the entire United States. LHC, Louisiana Healthcare Group, it's all about helping people. And some more I got to talk about. How about the Quarters Casino and Travel Plaza? If you want to go down to Quarters Casino and Travel Plaza, go there. You can get good Chevron gas, good Chevron diesel, crispy, crunchy chicken inside the store. You can go in the restaurant El Pico de Gallo and get authentic Mexican food. They've even got specials on margaritas, 2 for $1. When you have supper there, open 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday. Have a good time at the Quarters and go try your luck.
Nice, large, clean facility, easy driving on and easy getting out. Whether you're driving a motorhome, an 18-wheeler, or just a little small pick-em-up truck.
One more, Dixie Storage, all your storage needs. If you're looking for personal, commercial storage, little bitty units to put a handful of things, maybe some boxes of books, maybe you got some old clothes you want to put aside for a little while till you do something else with them, maybe a little bit of furniture to send off to the child in college, maybe you got boats, RVs, you need to better plug in power, you need to have climate control, maybe you need a whole warehouse to fill up with all your stuff, your inventory control, with loading docks, railroad spur access. I mean, it goes from the littlest thing to the biggest thing. They got it all. Dixie Storage. They got a nice reception hall, an event center open in Port Barre, the McCormick building there. You also can get A-plus glass. You can go to their 2 locations, one in Lafayette, one in Opelousas, to get glass for your car, glass for your house, glass for your commercial buildings. They do it all, and inspections. Don't forget Dixie and A-plus.
This is a nice article here that was in the Daily Advertiser recently, and it says, finally a warm welcome. 40 years ago, when the service men and women returned from the Vietnam War, there was literally no homecoming like today. You see a lot talked about the Afghanistan, the Iraq wars, and they welcome them back and big parties and everything. That was literally nothing done for the Vietnam veterans. And they having a welcome home day to honor Acadiana's Vietnam veterans planned for 10 a.m. March 31st. That's just a few days from now at the Como Recreation Center at Bluebird Drive in Lafayette, Louisiana. They're going to have free food, and you're going to have live music by Step Back. Karen Fontenot with the Vietnam Veterans of America, Acadiana chapter number 141, is working with this, but she's fast to say it's not about her, it's about the veterans. Now, she herself was a nurse in the U.S. Air Force and served in Vietnam, so she could be talking about herself, but she's talking about others, which is the way to present something.
A lot of people in my generation, they think of the vets as being papa and some man, but nowadays it's your daughter. Nowadays the vet is your niece.
Yeah.
It's everybody, men and women, young and old.
This gentleman here, Tom Grote of Lafayette, served in Vietnam in 67, 68. He said he considers himself lucky because he had a good support group after the war, but a lot of them didn't. And like many veterans, they're talking about Mr. Lanny Soldier. He says right here, some local Vietnam didn't want to be interviewed for the story that's written right here. Right. They have never opened up. It was they were fighting in the trenches. It was a completely different war. In the jungles. And
civilians were involved. And it was really tough.
Couldn't tell who your enemy was and who was your friendly forces over there. And we really had a bad thing occur over in Afghanistan over the weekend where that young fella, I saw a little bit about the history of him. He's had 3 tours in Iraq, and I think this was his first tour in Afghanistan, and that's probably more than these young people should be taking. I think he was into his 30s, but still, had been wounded pretty seriously in the head at one point too. That came out as well. Yeah.
So maybe he had some health issues that were not caught, that were causing psychological issues that made him just pop.
Yeah, it was sad because children, I mean, 9 out of the 16, I think it's 16.
And he's a family man himself. I mean, he's got children at home that are going to suffer for this as well. I mean, just terrible.
Oh, it's bad, and it's not uncommon. This occurs in wars. They were talking about that on the early news. I was up at about 5:10 today, Wednesday morning, and getting ready for the program, and I had the TV on and kind of catching little burps, and it's really sad. And the bad part, we had just trying to get over the burning of the Koran incident, and that created a lot of animosity towards our American soldiers over there. Then this takes place. They were just trying to get that. I just hope that all those young men and women can come home pretty soon. They say by 14, the year 2014, but this could maybe bring it up a little bit sooner. Get our troops back. Got a little something here that actually took place back during football season in last year, 2011. The homecoming parade grand marshal was Jill Chris Artall, and of course she's the daughter of Kermit and Joanne Chris, and of course Joanne was Joanne Artigo, my very first cousin. So I'm talking about first cousin that died and first cousins that survived him, my cousin Larry, his brothers and sisters, and Kermit and Joanne here. And of course Jill finished school there, and she's been a teacher over at that school, I think, 18, 19 years now, and very, very active in all parts of the school. And of course, her husband is a graduate, Jay Ortall.
And we won't hold that against her at all.
No. So anyhow,
Good morning, Jay. We're teasing you.
I just had to kind of brag on her. She's got a real good article written about her and her devotion to the school and the children over there.
Very good.
And what about our candidate for president? What, there are 4 left in the presidential
Republican side,
There's 4 of them fighting to see who's going to be the opponent for Obama in the upcoming election, and that's going to be like in November of this year.
And the last place man won again last night, is what we saw?
No, the last place man is Ron Paul.
Right.
But
this guy, every time he turns on the news, it's like he's the last man, Santorum, but every time he's winning all the races.
Well,
I mean, what's the deal?
That probably makes him 8 or 10 of the states he's won. He's still far behind in electoral votes.
Right.
But he's given Romney a pretty good scare. Romney is holding on with spending millions and millions and I guess a lot of it is his own money. He's a multi-millionaire many times over. That's right. He says he
Self-made man.
Self-made man. But Santorum, Rick Santorum, he's a former senator, United States senator. He celebrated his victories in Alabama and Mississippi, in Lafayette, Louisiana, at the Hilton Hotel downtown. He was introduced by none other than the mayor-president of Lafayette Parish, Joy Durrell. And I had an opportunity to watch it last night taking place, and the only person that I recognized was Joy Durrell. And it took me a little while to realize, because I didn't
Well, as the
know
Republicans, you've been a Democrat, so maybe you don't know all the Republicans.
But I know Joy Durrell.
Yeah.
But it
Joy's
sounds
a good
good. But that was the only person that I recognized in that, and it was a packed house.
Right.
And I wasn't expecting it to be Lafayette, I guess is why I wasn't sure it was Joy Durrell. Then they start talking about Lafayette, and he really, I guess CNN, I don't know if the other stations had it, but CNN had it for, I would say, roughly 15 minutes last night. We got a lot of good publicity from this last night.
And nobody else was in Lafayette. How does that work, huh? If you're going to root for somebody, you're going to root for the guy that knows where you live, right? That's a good guy to root for if he knows where we live. The other guys don't know where we live.
Well, yeah, and
they can't find
I don't know what happened to Romney.
Where's the rest?
He didn't even give after the race.
Or Ron Paul or Newt Gingrich. How come they're not in Karen Crew? How come they're not in Opelousas?
Newt Gingrich gave an acceptance speech for the race wherever.
But he wasn't in Lafayette.
No, he was probably in Alabama because he's from Georgia. So. But they're going to be here. He's going to be.
Spend some money over here.
Yeah. Well, the race is, the election is going to be this Saturday.
Right.
This coming Saturday is what I understand.
You can't vote.
No.
It's Republicans.
Only.
Right.
Okay.
But that's okay.
All right. Oh, Lordy, we got to
30
wind
seconds.
it up.
The man thinks he's a helicopter. He's about to take off. We took care of the basketballs. Are you going to do a trick shot before we end? Or we're going to go with that? Show this picture, Mark. A sunset. Coming back from Baton Rouge.
That's right. And our prayer thought for the weekend is, God of peace, put an end to worldly strife and grant us your peace. And also this weekend, Andrew and I want to ask you to consider attending the church of your choice. Thanks for viewing, thanks for listening, and thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.